Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jim. What Dugan thinks. We're back live again for the second week in a row. Hopefully we get this trend to continue. We moved our time slot to 4:30. We had a couple people mention that would be a better time. We wouldn't interrupt some of the other old timers that have been around a while. So we decided to go ahead and move it to a little bit better time. It's been a pretty good week. Hope you guys have had an awesome week as well. Just trying to get this thing going, and I need y'all's help to do that. Can't do it without you. I have got a few things planned for today. Nothing out of the ordinary too much. Pretty much to go over what we got in, and that's really about the size of it. We might do some cut test to see what some knives do in terms of sharpness. We're going to go for a half hour. If we don't get anybody in here, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up and say adios. And hopefully we get some folks in here next week. And last week we did get 3 or 4 in. And what I have noticed is that people seem to watch it after the fact more than anything else, which is fine. And we are having some streaming difficulties today. I've noticed all day on YouTube, we've had some trouble uploading and even watching videos. So we've had some challenges, and the streaming may not be as great today because of that, but we've had some trouble here in the city that I live in. I don't know if it's related to the AT&T thing or exactly what, but we've had some issues. We had somebody pop in and pop right back out. I'm going to just send something out here to chat just to see if it's working. And we'll go like that. But at any rate, let's get the overhead camera going. And let's see here. That's a little better. So I've got 4 knives on the table right now. And I hope you guys can see them all. I seem to have lost part of my picture here. Let me see. There we go. That's better. Anyway, I've got my Microtech Real Steel, and I was looking this one up. I'm not good with the names on knives, guys. I'm just going to be real honest with you. So I'm scrolling through my inventory to see if I could figure out what this one is. Let's see here. Well, that's the bottom of the page. So let's go back up. See if we can figure out which one this one is. Because I'd be dogged if I know. That's pretty sad when you got so many knives, you don't know the names of them. I know you guys are good at that. Is that it right there? Nope. Let's see here. If I can find the name of this one, would be nice if anybody wants to chime in and say, hey, dumbass, this is what it is. That would be all right, too. That ain't it either. Well, sugar. That ain't it either. It's one of my nicer knives, too. You think I'd be able to keep up with these a little bit better. I should have wrote them down. There it is. It is the Telson by Ketuo. I can't pronounce that. Why can't I pronounce that? I can't think of that. Hey, man, how you been, Mr. Letterman? You been doing okay? We moved our time slot like you suggested. We were going to play around with some knives today and maybe see some cut tests. I wanted to show you this new one that I got in this week. This is a Real Steel, and it is pretty nice. I really like this one. I did a short on it, and it really surprised me. It's a flipper only, but with my arthritis and Parkinson's, it makes it a pretty easy knife for me to use. Although I will say that this Microtech, and it's a beast. I mean, it is a beast. It's a lot of knife. I don't know what possessed me to get the full size one, but I did for whatever reason. I'm not quite sure. But let's move some of these out of the way and bring up the cut tester. I keep the old scorecard right underneath my pad there so I can keep up with it. Just to see what the scores are. I don't know if you guys are interested in this kind of thing or not, but when I started learning how to sharpen my kitchen knives, I said, well, there's got to be some kind of way to judge whether you're doing a good job or not. And I figured out what this thing was and purchased one of them and haven't looked back. It's a little pricey, but you only live once in this life, right? So you enjoy what you can while you can. Let's start out with a SOCOM. Is that how you pronounce it? I think it is. This is my most expensive knife, by the way, in my collection, just so you know. And I'm going to try to do this as honest as possible. Not nearly as good as I thought it would be. 378. It's under 400. Says that it's falling in between new high cutlery edge, but that's a little disappointing. I thought that would be a little bit sharper. Let's do it again just to see for chucks and grins. I just think it should be a little bit better than that. All right, let's see here. 255. I'm really not happy with that, but I guess it could be a little bit better. Oh, did he? Well, that's cool. That's pretty nice of him, actually. I don't know him or spoke to him at all. That's pretty nice. Hey, Gons, how you doing, man? I appreciate you stopping in. We're just checking out some knives here. Now, this is the, how do you pronounce this, guys? Ketuo. Komatsu? Anyway, it's the Telson, Telson. This is a little bit more pricey knife as well. But this one's really sharp. It was at 160, which puts that on the old graph at about, damn, almost as sharp as a razor blade. That's pretty good if you ask me. I love seeing what these knives do in terms of sharpness. Of course, I'm not a carrier. I'm a looker. I like to just put them in the safe place and keep an eye on them. You know what I mean? They might run off on me. This is my new Real Steel, and I really like this one. I did a short about it earlier today. Let's see what this one does. 179, so that's sharp as well. These things are pretty damn sharp. I'm drinking afternoon coffee on a Sunday. You guys coffee drinkers? Excuse me. I apologize. My Parkinson's, part of the disease is having trouble swallowing. And I just got diagnosed in December. I've had it since 2018 and did not know it, but it explains a lot of my issues. Although they're not the same issues my wife seems to have with me, so that's something else. I did bring out the box of my higher end knives. And if you guys can bear with me, and I make apologies, I jumped in this knife game pretty quickly. And to be honest with you, I don't remember the names of any of these. I know that this one is a Basti, and I know that one, I love that one, but it's a beast as well. And I've got several here, and we're getting quite a few people in. Let's see, Gonza's here, Mr. Letterman, Marco. Hey, man. Guys, I appreciate y'all stopping in. It really means a lot to me. I'm really struggling to get this going, and I'd like to leave this behind for the grandkids, if nothing else. Guys, you're going to have to bear with me because I got knives here. I don't even know what they are. Some of, damn G-Dog or G-Balls and these guys get these different knives, and I go hunting for them. Some of these I get on eBay. Now look at this thing. I gotta get this one out here for you guys. I want you guys to take a guess on what you think this one might weigh, because I'm going to tell you, this thing is a beast and it feels really heavy. So let's see here. 6.85 ounces. That is a beast. And I don't know if you can see the name on that. I think you can. I don't remember where I saw this. I mean, I don't know enough about these knives, to be honest with you, to go hunting for stuff on my own. I have to see what somebody's reviewed or looked at. And then, I think that's the whole reason these channels are here, to help us go find stuff. But man, this thing's a beast, and I know it's titanium. The backside has this writing on the back of it. Let's see if I can get that in focus. I've worked on my cameras and my stuff too, and I hope that looks a little bit better. So if you guys want me to, I'll share with you my screen here. Let's see here. And let's move me out of the way. I got to make sure my mic stays on. There's the mic view. All right, we'll do that then. All right. So this is how I keep my inventory. I wrote an Excel spreadsheet for it. And as you can see, I got everything alphabetized. And let's see here. Kaleidoscope, how you doing? So I'm going to go back to the top of the page and we'll start scrolling down and see if we can find any of these, because I honestly don't remember the names. I'm horrible with that, and I apologize, but kind of is what it is. Now, don't get mad at me, guys, because I have some generic bullshit in here. But as you can see, I've actually written where it says copy or knockoff, because I'm not going to pretend that they're not what they are, because that's just stupid. I bought them just because I wanted to play with some different knives, and then I wind up buying the real deal in a lot of cases. Although I have a hard time spending that amount of money on bug outs, to be honest with you. Same way with this Narrows. I bought the knockoff, and I've been trying to figure out, we know the steel's crap. That's a given. Let's see if any of these are popping up. I don't see any of them yet. You guys do. I wish, what I'm wondering what you guys think about this. I don't see anybody else doing this, but I was thinking about taking one of my old phones and getting a phone number for it, dedicating that number to that phone, and let people call in from anywhere in the world. And I really think that I don't see anybody else doing that. And I didn't know if there was an issue with that or what, but it seems like something that you could do pretty easily. And then you can have people call in, and say howdy doody and all that good stuff. This is a nice little knife too. Let's see if we can figure it. I don't know what the GV means. I'm showing you to the camera that's not even up there anymore. I'm really brilliant. Let's see here, guys. There we go. There's one of them, I think. No, yep, this one. So that's a drop. GAVKO Nurse. This was not cheap. This, I think, G-Ball had on his station or channel. I say station. The detent needs to be tuned on this. It's really not great. Of course, my other problem is I ride that frame, and these are frame locks, and I find myself doing that. Then I really try to flick my finger, and I feel like I throw it out of joint. It's crazy. Let's see if we can find another one here. This one, Concept Spirit. And this is a pretty nice knife. I like this one a lot too. It fires out really nice. It only has one deployment, but again, with my problems, I'll call them problems, with my incapacities, that's a lot easier for me. This one right here, this Concept with the hawkbill on it's pretty neat as well. Let's see what else we got here. That's this one right here. We already looked at that one. What else we got here? Y'all are getting to see the whole collection. What is an Applegate? I like that Applegate. Which one was the Applegate? I don't know which one's the Applegate. The Gerber? Let's see here. Which one are we referring to here? The Fast Assassin or this Combat Folder? Or maybe you guys are talking to each other. Hey, Fitbit, or Fitbit, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Let's see, we did that one. Well, I don't know how these professional YouTubers keep up. I can't even keep up, and there's 5 of y'all in here. The Combat Folder's big ass heavy knife. I'll get that out next week. But yeah, that thing is a beast. I bought that probably 15, 16 years ago. Pretty wild knife. It's huge. Absolutely huge. All right, let me see. I was on a mental task here of conquest and seeking and finding the ones we got on the table. I probably should have started out with a smaller few. That's the Microtech here. And you can see, just for FYI, that's the most expensive one in my collection right now is this bad boy. It cost me the most so far. So if you want to know what my most expensive knife to date is, it's this one right here, the SOCOM. Just for FYI. All right, there's this one. That's the OCCAM Tactical OC1. And that's this one. And like I said, that's almost seven ounces. And that's a lot of blade to try to swing. Mr. Letterman, I agree with you. Anything these guys can teach me would be great. I'm thinking about trying to get with some of the other guys and learning. KC's been really nice to me, and so has G-Ball. They've really reached out to me. G-Balls have been especially nice. And you see that I'm into the Tempest knives and the Devos and so forth as well. I consider those guys semi-custom runs. So there's the Basti that I have, and that's this big boy here. And this one, I mean, it's just a guillotine. I love this knife. I mean, the action on this, just look at that. I mean, it goes like crazy. That's an expensive knife too. All right, so I missed a few. I apologize, guys. I am trying to learn my way around here. Try to move my screens around. I took your advice, Mr. Letterman. I think it was you. I increased the size of my screen fonts so I can see the text from across over here. How do you guys like my artwork in the background? Can you tell what that is? I guess I may be scrolling by some stuff that I'm missing here. What do y'all think of the collection overall? Have I done a pretty good job so far? I've been doing this about a year, I guess. I've got into this collection. And don't, judge me for having some of this cheap crap in here, but at least I call it what it is. There it is. This one right here I was looking for. Oh, that's a giant mouse. Yeah, I remember getting this now. I was really surprised by this one. This thing is bad to the bone. Titanium. I mean, it's pretty cool. I use the flipper. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can't do much more than that with my hands being the way they are. And that one was not cheap either. That's knocking on $300. So that wasn't a cheap knife by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, on my wall, what do y'all think of the artwork? I think it's pretty cool. We identified that one. So we got that one, that one. I think we've identified them all. Let's go back over here. And so, yeah, I've got most of them identified. These are all the expensive knives for the most part that I've got. I thought I had oh yeah, I had a Tempest out. I was using it open packages yesterday. And that thing, I like this one a lot. I can actually manipulate this one pretty good. But yeah, my ignorance, guys, is in knives for sure. I do know guns. If you want to know anything about guns, and it's too bad I can't bring them on the live streams. If you go through my shorts, you'll see a 2A post that I did with my gun safe. And last time I looked, we were about 26,000 and some change on views on it. So it was quite a few. And that's the most I've ever gotten on anything at all that I've posted ever. I appreciate it, Gonzo. That's I've been collecting since I was 14 years old on that end. When I was a police officer for about 10 or 15 years. I went to the police academy in 1977 in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was a deputy sheriff in South Georgia. And then I moved to the private sector down here to go to work. And I worked as a reserve deputy at a local sheriff's department here in Florida. And we had being we were academy and I was, bonded and everything, we had all the rights of a regular officer. So we served a lot of warrants and I did a lot of detective work. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that, Gons. I'm debating doing that. I'm going to definitely start bringing out, I'm going to call the segment This Old Gun, because a lot of the guns I got at this point are very old. My first gun, I could still remember, I can't remember the name of it, but it's so old it doesn't have a serial number on it. And It is a 22 caliber bolt action that I've had since I was 14. That was what started the collection back in the day. And I've been going ever since. My first duty gun was a 38 Smith & Wesson, and I was old enough because I went to the academy in the 70s. I remember the Glocks when they came out. And when I was issued my first Glock, we all kidded around about it being a toy gun, and they've dominated the industry ever since. And I put my life, well, I have. I've used my gun twice in service, and well, once was before the Glock. It was when I was still a rookie. It was my first year, and I won't go into details, but long story short, it didn't end well for the other party, but my partner and I both emptied both of our revolvers. So there was 12 shots, and there was about 8 shots in the person. So back then, ballistics was far and wide between in a small old county in Georgia. So we're not sure whose bullets were whose or anything else. But then we went to the Glocks, and we haven't looked back. And I've, done a lot of builds. You have a Smith & Wesson 9506? Oh, do I have? No, I do not. I've got some more modern stuff. I guess one of the oldest things I've got in my gun safe, I picked up from an old boy that worked for me 25 years ago. I got one of the original Colt Pythons. And if I tell you, hell, I'm going to tell you, I paid that boy $150 for that gun. I just had it valued a little while back, and it's well over $2,000 now. And I do some web page design work for a couple of gun stores in the area that I live. And I barter with those guys for guns. We don't exchange any money. I go in and pick a gun, and that's kind of the way that's worked out for me. And it's worked out pretty good. Can't really complain about that deal, but let me see. We're getting some folks in here. I'm going to split the screen here so they can see that we are actually doing knives, and we're talking about guns. And I love food. I don't know about you guys, but you can see I'm a fat boy. Sorry I didn't get overdressed for you guys today. I forgot my sleeve somewhere, although my ink's looking pretty good on camera. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I think G-Ball's probably got some ink, but he says the damn cover. Is he just cold all the time? I'm beginning to wonder, because he seems like he's freezing with that damn hat on and the hoodie on. I could never see the poor guy's face. And then he's got the banner running down below, which is cutting off most of his, seeability. So I don't know what his deal is, but at any rate, I enjoy the community, and I'm glad I'm getting to know some of the guys. Finally, they're recognizing me. I got a little note today from Cole, which is pretty nice. I understand. Yeah, that's exactly right. He doesn't look like he's got any heat. He's got, if you notice, I'm kind of a photographer guy. So you notice the top part of his screen is like he's way down here. He's got this much of the top showing. He needs to get his ratios a little bit better. Hey, Todd, how are you doing today? Glad you came in. I think, let's see, you're eating supper. Where you live, man? If you're eating dinner, well, it's that time of night. I'm an early bed goer, guys. With this Parkinson's, it's been a challenge for me. I've been doing some therapy, and it's a little frustrating, but you know what? We're going to get through it. I'm glad to see a lot of folks in here. Guys, we've hit a new record for me. I'm going to be very modest about this, but you see me smiling because I've never had 7 people in the room at one time, and I'm just excited I just overwhelmed right now. I know that could be 7,000, but it's 7 to me is like being 7,000. I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day and coming in here. It means a heck of a lot to me. I what's that? Atlantic Canada, New Brunswick. Holy cow! So you're definitely cold. Well, I'm in Florida, and let's see what the temperature is right now. It's 65 degrees. So we've been actually cool, and it's kind of nice. I have I'm going to give you guys, let me give you another view here. Let me switch cameras around. If you guys look at that, you can see that's my camera too. I hope you guys can still hear me. And you can see I'm running a green screen behind me. I don't know if you can tell or not. I'm sure you can. I'm actually in the garage. This is my man cave. I have my safe, my reloading equipment, my ham radio gear, my YouTube studio. And next week, I'm going to set up my portable camera so I can show you guys everything I'm looking at from my angle. As you can see, I have a shelf over here with all my cleaning knife supplies and all my stuff in it. It's kind of a mess. I just had a parrot pass away on me, so I've got a cage in here. I'm debating getting another parrot or not. I don't know if I want that burden, and they probably will outlive me at this point. What sounds so good, Mr. Letterman? Oh, sweet potatoes, cauliflower, man, roast pork too. That does sound good to me. I'm a foodie big time, man. I made some baby back ribs last weekend that came out absolutely wonderful. I made a bourbon glaze for them. Oh my gosh, they were good. And I like to make lasagna. My dad is 87, and we've been cooking for him. Unfortunately, he's in the hospital right now. He's fallen again for about the fifth or sixth time since last year, and he's not doing so hot this time. But he's 87, and hell, I'm 65. You know, you never expect your parents to get that old, probably, but it's an honor to be able to take care of him. He's a veteran as well. I feel bad for him because he's disoriented, doesn't know where he's at this point, although that may not be a bad way to go. Life deals us all, you know, things to deal with, and we just do it, right? I don't think y'all need to look at my crummy background. I'll give you the pretty knives again. So out of all these knives that are on the table that I've shown y'all today, do y'all have any particular favorites, or do y'all have any of these? I know that some of these are pretty unique, and the majority of these on the table, especially when you get into this area, are all titanium. But this one still by far is the beast. I mean, it's just almost 7 ounces. We were testing Blaze earlier, guys, before you all got in here, and we'll set that back up next week. You know, I did notice too, Gons, Todd, Mr. Letterman, Mr. Carr, let's see, all you guys that are in here, having you people in here makes it go by really a lot faster. I mean, we're 34 minutes in, and it's just hauling butt for me. And again, I'm very gracious. I'm very humbled by you guys even taking time out of your day to come in here. You just got your first giant mouse. I think that's the only one I've got as well. I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing this or not, but I'm going to bring it back up. Let's do this. On my list, I also have it broke down alphabetized, so I can look, you know, go through the stuff pretty quickly. So as you can see, I've only got one giant mouse, and it was an expensive one, so it was pretty expensive. And then what I wrote into this spreadsheet, we can go by price, and we go ascending, descending, however, you know, you want to do it, and look up stuff. You see what I'm saying? By seller, by whatever. So it's kind of neat. I got the gun collection over here. and I'm a little hesitant to show that. I wish I could, but I feel like that may be just a little risque for me to do onto the web here. Did somebody win something again? You were saying something won last week too. I never win. I was on Bees Blades last night. It was last night, Friday, the night before. I got up real late because, he doesn't give anything away until later in the evening. I fall asleep early and I get back up and I can't sleep. I have what they call broken sleep. But at any rate, I get up to try to, make sure I'm in his drawings. And of course, I didn't win anything. I've yet to win anything from any of the knife guys. I don't think in my entire life I may have only won something once or twice. And it was pretty much uneventful, I guess, because I don't remember ever, winning. It just seemed like, it was not a big deal. So it must not have been much of anything. But I'm glad you won because somebody needs to. I know that MC gives away a bunch of stuff. And man, his channel's going crazy. So is Tri-State EDC. I just love this community. And again, I'm in awe that you guys are taking time out of your day to come in here. I'm really excited about that. And if this stream is screwed up, I've been having streaming problems all day. I'm doing a local recording, so when I upload it to YouTube, if the stream doesn't look good, then I'll re-upload it from the file, but I'm hoping it'll be okay. I think it takes it automatically from the file. I need to learn a little bit more about the way that works. I've been using StreamYard, and I've been extremely happy with it. No pun intended. So trying to get a couple more knives, but it's hard being broke. I understand. I am debating quitting work completely. I am still consulting, and my main reason for not leaving and not doing that is insurance, because I get a pretty darn good plan with who I'm with right now. What's cold steel nuts? I'm not sure what that means. Cold steel nuts. Gonzo tried to reaching to companies. Oh, by the way, Cold Steel, which is this knife, these guys gave me an affiliate link. I don't think I'm anybody special. I think they give it to anybody that orders a knife, to be honest with you. And I just haven't signed up for it and done all the stuff I got to do. But they sent me an email after I bought the knife and said, hey, we'll give you an affiliate link. And I think that's just because they do it to everybody. Yeah, Cold Steel, I was really surprised. The only thing I don't like, and I didn't check, excuse me, but this is a T6, and I wanted to see. Yeah, the pivots are T6 on this, and they're not captive. I'll probably never take this knife apart for that reason alone. But they, you think they would have put a bigger pivot in that, but for whatever reason, they did not. All right, Gons, we'll be here, man. We're not going anywhere for a while. You got to walk the dog. Hope it's a short walk. My two little guys are laying around here somewhere. I don't know where they're at. I'll get them on screen next week. I'm going to have some giveaways. I've actually got a pellet gun I'm going to give away for my 1,000th subscriber. And I have some other stuff. I sent Gonzo some stickers and some different things. Let's see here. I sent him some flashlights and things of that nature. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but this is my calling card. And I was really surprised. I give these out at restaurants and different places. It's got the UR codes, not UR. What do they call those? I guess that may be what it is for Instagram and YouTube. But it's a good way to get your name out there. And then I have stickers. And when I finally get to 1,000 subscribers, and I can open up the channel for members and that kind of thing, not to generate money because that's not my motivation. But I've got stickers here to give away. I'm all set. I just got to get over that one hurdle in order to get to play by YouTube's rules, obviously, which is fine. Where are you getting the blade work done? I want to get some stuff done. I bought a smock, a Spyderco smock, and I changed out the scales on it, and I was going to put skiff bearings in it, but I screwed it up. I mean, I got it back together with the old bearings, and it is functional, but I'd like to send it to somebody that can do something to the blade and maybe do something about tuning the knife up and fitting it running a little bit more amazingly for me and that kind of thing. I've done some of that with some of my race guns and pistols and so forth. And it's a pity I can't on the live stream handle any of that stuff to show you guys. I did that by accident about a month ago, and I got put in YouTube jail for a little while. So it is what it is. I should have paid better attention. And guys, it wasn't even 3 minutes. I was into the stream, like 3.5 minutes. And I didn't realize they had even done it. I was shut down. Did the whole stream, posted it, didn't think any more about it. Didn't realize it was just dead air until I read the email that they had slapped my hands. I thought it was pretty funny, actually. But my bad. I did it to myself. Well, these things are kind of like wearing muffs at the range. They, when you wear glasses, they kind of pinch a little bit. So what are y'all's favorite types of knives? Are you fixed blade guys? Are you flippers? Are you, what are they called? Shoot, I'm gone to brain fart. You got your regular flipper type knives, and you've got, what's it called? The ones like Jack Wolf makes, slip joints. Is that what it's called? You see, I'm showing my ignorance now, and I don't mind doing that because, I mean, I am who I am. You asked me about something about firearms, I can help you out. But other than that, I'm still learning the knives. I can't, I know the Tempest guy. I mean, I can keep that in my head, but pretty sorry on the rest of it. Yeah, slip joints. I don't own any except for some really old ones when I was a kid. I got a drawer full of old stuff. So you like slip joints? You like all of them, really? Let's see. Titanium frame locks with thumb studs and flippers. Okay, cool. Todd, let's see what you like. I collect everything. I like it. I don't have a gravity knife either, and I've been looking at those, and I can't decide. I don't know. They just don't feel like they're all that. You know what I mean? They're okay. And I've also decided to quit playing around with the cheap knives. I'm going to stay in this realm right here and buy less frequently. As I can get them, I'll do it, but I'm not going to just keep buying everything I see, because I've got I'll show the collection. I'll hook my portable camera up in one live. We'll just go through the collection over there. You guys will have to help identify them because I'm so crappy at it. Gons, I really appreciate it. And Mr. Letterman, the I've rearranged some things and I can see the text from all the way over here now that I made it nice and big. That works out a lot better. I hope the picture quality is good and the audio I hope is good. Do we need, let's see here. Can you guys hear any of that? I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. What is the Bark River? I don't know what that is. For some reason, my audio is not coming through back on the computer. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Oh, I guess you can. I had it shut off on my end. I'm sorry. Probably messing with y'all's audio over there. Screwing around with buttons and should be paying attention to what's going on over here. We got a few more people in here. I appreciate everybody stopping by. It really means a lot to me that you've come in. Multi-tool folders, Flix blades. Let's see if I can do this. Great, my mouse died. Gotta love it. Trying to find you guys again. I screwed up myself here. Let my mouse die. Oh, okay. I just figured out another new thing I can do. Still learning all this software, guys, and everything. Bark River, our fixed blades, very nice. Cool. I saw KC was at Smoky Mountain Knives. I haven't been there in about 5 or 6 years. And he was tooling around doing a live from there. Of course, it figures in the middle of my live stream, my regular mouse gives up the ghost, and I'm having to use the mouse on the laptop now. So I got to charge this. Talk about a non-prepared old fart. That's me. I like to look at them, but I don't. Yeah, what do you guys do about sharpening? Are y'all good at it? I've got a work sharp, and I've done some of that, and I got one of those canister things that you go back and forth that works really well on the kitchen knives and really puts a good edge on them. I'm still trying to figure out how to sharpen with the work sharp. Haven't got it all quite figured out yet. Well, man, I appreciate it, sir. I put a lot of work into that spreadsheet, and I wish I could show you the other side with my Pew Pew toys on them, but I think it does really well. I keep grabbing the wrong mouse. Let's remove this and add this back up. This thing does really good. I got to add the 2 knives I got in this week. Oh, now I can't even scroll, guys, because I don't know how to scroll with this thing with the pad without the mouse. I tell you. But you know, I like keeping up. I'm a guy that let me put it to you this way. I had a good friend of mine, and I'm helping him with some reloading because I do rifle reloading and build some stuff and some gunsmithing. But he was over here and he was like wiggling around. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? And he said, man, I got to get out of here. And I'm like, well, what's the problem? What's going on with you? And he's like, dude, I'm worried you're going to put a label on my forehead. I got to get out of here because everything that I've got, if you look at my cameras, and I'll show you guys this when I get the camcorder set up for the portable. But I've got, they're all marked. Camera 1, camera 2. I have a monitor down here for the switcher on the Live Pro. And even that, I have an arrow label on it to show me which way to toggle the switch to go to LAN power or to battery. Because I have it on LAN and you don't want to go the other direction because it's 2 different voltages. And up here, my overhead camera is called Camera 1 and so forth. I have a setup here where I can have 5 cameras total. Overkill. And that's the way I'm one of those guys that they say they get ready, but you got to produce content. You can't just keep sitting on your ass. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I wanted to do the live stream so I can make a commitment to be on here every day, every Sunday, at 4:30, produce an hour's worth of content, and then I can move on to maybe a little bit longer and get more stuff. Because I want to, maybe sharpen some knives. I want to do some more sharpness tests. There's things that I want to do that, obviously would provide some entertainment, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Cole's so good at it, some of these other guys. And I'm getting smoother. If you see my first video from 6 years ago, it was pretty raw. Let's see here. I don't mostly have free. Okay, cool. Todd, that's pretty neat. I'm not coordinated enough to do it on a stone. I'd booger it up. Hey man, no pun intended. How are you today? Glad you stopped in. But yeah, the old knife collection, I feel like I've got to have cataloged. I'm going to flip it over to the main gun thing for a second and just at least let you guys see one page. Just to give you an idea. I'll leave it there for a second. And I'm going to run back over the knives page. Good reference material, right? At the very least. Hey, at least when my day's up, my numbers are done, and the big man calls me up, or, I have some class 2 stuff and different things that I've got documentation for my wife and son, and my daughter should be able to decipher and figure out what's what. Unfortunately, they're going to have a little bit of red tape with some of the stuff I've got, but what do you do? You can't be that organized. Why not, Gons? Sure you could. It's just a matter of buying a label maker. I think I have 3. Keep burning them up. They just disappear because I use them so much. I label everything. You'd be surprised. Right here in my drawer, I've taken the time. Let me bring up the one above. Remove. And we'll do picture in picture. I'm getting a little faster at that. So I have a whole stack of these. These are the little circulars in my community or neighboring communities. And I opened a package the other day, and this is a Tempest. Which I don't know which one this is. It's not the Jetstream. I don't remember. But at any rate, and I'm terrible at cutting paper. But his knife is sharp. See it making those little splinters? And I don't know about these other guys so much. I haven't looked at this one. Oh my. Holy cow. I didn't see that coming. Well, if I can hold my hand straight, you can see that it cuts really well. I'm not holding it correctly. I'm not a good paper cutter. I can cut myself. My dogs cut the crap out of me all the time. Every day I got a new wound on me from the critters. Let's see what this concept does. Most of these will hurt you. That's my problem. Microburst. You're right, Todd. And I think I've got 2 of those. I got them in the different colors when he came out with them. Man, you guys are smart. You stay on top of this stuff. How do y'all do it? Is this like just second nature to you guys, or how do you keep up with this in your head? Because I darn sure can't. I'm not any good at it. I'm just going to be honest with you. It doesn't come natural for me. It's a challenge, to say the least. Blade Walker, how you doing today? Glad you stopped in. Bear with me. I'm new at running all this jazz on the screen here. And you guys are making me feel pretty good. I just hit a new record. I'm up to 8 now. Woo! That's pretty good for me. And we're almost an hour in. I can't believe it. God, I really appreciate you guys stopping by. I know I keep saying that, and it's just because I do. I really appreciate it. So what's going on? What's going on with like, what's your favorite guys to watch? What do you find to be the most entertaining? I'm a guy that gets really hot and heavy into something, and then I veer off to another direction. I was into Race Jones really heavy, building him, and I got in an accident with some of them and tore my hand up. But then the Parkinson's kicked in, and I can't manipulate. You know, if you look at this hand, I can't play guitar anymore or anything with this hand. This one's fine, thank goodness, but I can't play anything with the drones now with that. I could do the camera drones. I'm still able to operate them. Some get more airtime than others, and definitely guys into different things. I have zero clue when it comes to slip joints and pattern. I got you, man. Well, I hope to do a live stream or 2 while I'm cooking, sharpening. I don't know if you guys are interested in ham radio and even know what that is. If you're younger guys, you probably don't know. If you're an older guy, you probably do know. I've been licensed since 1977. I got my license the same time I went through the police academy. And, new record, 9 people. Golly, I'm bubbling here. You know, I want to do different things. I want to do live some dyeing, writ dyeing, some of the, I got some ideas that I think are pretty cool for some of the knives. I also want to do the acid etching and the tumbling, you know, some of that kind of stuff. Let's see here. I just showed that. What an ignorant cuss am I, aren't I? What's 10 mean, sir? Blade Walker. I'm not sure what you're responding to there. Well, Humphrey, I appreciate you saying it's entertaining or enjoyable, that is, because I really don't know what I'm doing. And I'm the first to admit it. Double digits. Oh, did I pop it? You know, this thing must run behind too. Thank you for saying that. Cool. Well, you guys are at the foot of you're at the pillar block of building this channel with me. You guys have helped me with the live stream. And the suggestion that was made last week by moving the time slot, I think helped immensely. I was able to get it changed on the calendar as well. And I'm just tickled pink to have as many of you in here as I've got, to be honest with you. Man, it's just, I'm just humbled by the whole thing. Let's see if I can get another knife to cut. I wanted to see. I don't think I've ever checked the Vosti And this is the Chaos, if I remember correct. I got one right. The Chaos. Let's see if it'll cut. And I'm not good. It's cutting. What's that show? I think she'll cut or he'll cut. Yeah, I had to have it, man. Blade Walker, when I saw it, I had to have it. It's one of the first expensive knives that I bought. Actually, it was the first expensive knife, and I consider that expensive. Anytime you're knocking over 200 bucks, I consider that an expensive knife. When I bought my first Microtech back in the day, which has been a while back, when they first came out with the OTFs back 10 years ago, and I thought to myself, that's as much a gun is. And I just couldn't see it. Got an opportunity to buy one, so I did. And then when I bought this one, SOCOM, just the other week, this is the most expensive knife now in the collection. This is knocking on 4. And I'm going to be honest with you, gentlemen. I use Sizzle. I've never used it before. Mostly to hide it from the wife. He doesn't watch this. But that's what I had to do to get that knife. But that's all right. Oh, God. Crap. Over 100 for me. Oh, gosh. Neil. That's hilarious. Oh, yeah. I've used that as well, Blade Walker. I had to have a DJI camera drone. Just had to have one and didn't have the funds. And I saw they were offering that. And it's the first time I ever used that as well. I don't think I've used it since. But it worked. You know, it got the job done. That's all that mattered, right? It got the job done. You do what you got to do. My philosophy is the house always comes first. The hobbies come second. I'm big on bartering. I like to barter with people. And I said earlier, I don't know if you guys were here for this, that I swapped webpage work out for a couple gun shops in the area. And I wind up getting a gun or two a year, maybe 3 at no cost, basically. I mean, obviously I have hours in it and they don't appreciate the work. They think I'm worth $50 a month. You know, if they got a real agency to do it, I do their billboards, I do everything. If they got a real agency to do it, it would be $150, $200 an hour for those guys to talk to them, let alone 50 hours a month, but whatever. It's a win-win, I guess. I like it, Blade Walker. That's a tough one, buddy, because I'm going to tell you, that's probably right up there as one of my faves. And I tell you that black one with the gold tempted me, but as you notice, most of my knives, I don't get colored blades. I like the blades to not have anything on them. If they're tumbled, that's fine, you know, etched or something like that. I've got one Damascus, and you know, it wasn't an expensive one, so it wasn't all that great. Let's see what you got here, Todd. I definitely stay under 200 bucks, but I don't buy very often. Still trying for the demand. Oh, yeah. I've got one of those under the Chinese knockoffs. And would I buy the real one? Maybe. Probably not. There's some other knives I'd probably want, although that is definitely a cool knife. The locking system on it's pretty neat. Who came out with that recently? The was it CRKT or one of them came out with, I want to call it the Fusion. I don't know, but it had a similar locking system on it. I bought one of those and got the light handles on it so I can dye them. I've got an idea in my head. See what you guys think. I'm going to take and dye the handle itself as bright a yellow as I can dye it with the RIT dye. Then once I get it out and let it stabilize for a day or so, I'm going to come back with black RIT dye that I'm going to get to temperature. And I'm going to use a dropper and splash dye on the scales to make little splash marks, and then let that set for a day or two so the dye will penetrate, and see if I can make it look like somebody's just taken wet, black paint and spread on it. What do y'all think of that? I think that'd be pretty cool if it works out. Back up to 9, folks. Another thing I didn't realize with the live streaming, guys, that it didn't dawn on me until I was looking at my analytics, trying to figure out how to get the channel to grow. And, you got to hit certain milestones. I'm real close to getting to that 1,000, but the viewing hours, you got to have 3,000 viewing hours now. It used to be 4, but now it's 3. And I see that that's a good way to get the hours in that you need. And I think that's why a lot of the guys do the live streams. Not to diminish, they generate funds, but I'm not looking to make a living with this. My goal is to get memberships so I can send you guys stuff like this and other things that I come across, and giveaways would be fun and things of that nature. That's my motivation, is to, just have fun. I'm not in it to make money. That's the least of my motivations here. I hope everybody understands that. What is an AD20? I don't know what that is. Somebody's going to have to enlighten me. I've lost track up here. Let's see. Fixed double Damascus. Oh, okay. I see it now. Oh, cool, Todd. You guys are way above my head. You get another 10. We're back up to 10 again on my end. Maybe it's taking that long for me to see it. New record. Woo-hoo! I'm so tickled, guys. It's not even funny. Oh, God. It doesn't take much, does it? Okay. Sounds like an Andrew Damascus. The Demko, I do like the lock system on. I wish I could think of the knife that has it. And if I just had my mouse, I'm probably blowing you guys out there. If I had my mouse, it would be helpful. I don't know how to scroll with a damn pad. Pretty bad. I wonder if I can do page up. Oh, I can. Here, I'll show some of the other guys that just got here. I'll bring up the screen and show the log thing. All right. Trying to find a knife here that I was going to do that color combo on. You see the boot for Traverse, I mean. There's the Basti. All right, we got to go back up. Can't remember the brand. I want to say it's CRKT, but it's not. Oh, it's Savini. I can't say it. God dang it. Savini. The Fusion, I think, is what it's called. Let's see if I can find it. Coming up to the C's now. This one's pretty cool that I found. If you guys see that CMB Predator, pick that up on eBay for $38. That is a sweet knife. It is really nice. I don't know if you knew anything about those or not. There it is right there. That Savini Vision FG. That's the one I want to dye real dark yellow and then take it and splat the black on it. Unless you guys have another I was thinking green would even be good, but I have the yellow dye and the black dye. And I was going to take the scales off of that and do the yellow, let it, set for a couple of days, and then come back with the black with a dropper, make it look like splash paint on there. Mr. Davis, hello, how are you doing this evening? Glad you, a new record, 11 guys. Hell, I might stay on here all night. I might get to 15 if I'm not careful. Thank you for stopping in, man. Oh, Betty, how are you doing today? Betty Davis, that's pretty cool. How are you doing today? Hey, man, I saw you earlier. Blade One, I just don't want to miss anybody. Thank everybody for stopping in. New record at 11, by the way, people. Now, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, I can go ahead and retire, right? I can at least die a happy man, and it'd be my bucket list. Believe it or not, that's on my bucket list, 1,000. If I can get to 1,000, that would make my bucket list, and I'm not kidding. That's an honest statement. Honest to goodness. Oh, goodness. We have 13. Woohoo! Okay. Yeah, you're right. 13. Dang. Can't clap anymore with the damn, but thank you for stopping in. Who's knew that well, they may not have said anything. I can't be happier, people. I just, you think I'm kidding you, but I'm really not. I'm just ecstatic. Mr. Davis, I hope you're having a good evening. It's funny. I also started a Parkinson. Whoops, here goes the microphone. A Parkinson's channel. I know that's something you guys probably aren't going to be interested in, but I'm waiting because YouTube. I changed the name a couple times last week, and I got to wait 10 or 12 days, 14 or whatever it is. I'm down to maybe 8 or 9 days left before I can change it again because I want to get it for the Parkinson's community. I'm going to document my progress and maybe it'll help somebody down the road and what meds I'm on and everything else. I'm in a town that I'm very fortunate that we have a large Mayo hospital here. So my treatment's going to be pretty good. I actually go back to the neurologist on Monday for my second visit ever. But that's no here nor there. We're here about knives and other fun things. Oh, yeah. Well, I wish I was better at the knife content, Mr. Davis. I'm learning from these gentlemen that have taken their time out of their day to come see me on my little live stream. We've gone through all the knives, and I'm already running over my time, but I don't think there's any restrictions that I'm aware of anyway. But we got everything here from a Microtech to obviously the Voodoo from Basti. We got a real steel knife in here. Tempest. What is the name of that? I can remember that name. I got the name in my head, but there's the logo, and I can't remember. Concept. So, and I'm sitting here talking to you about knives, and you can't see them. My apologies, sir. Let me add that back to the screen. I guess it's better to see the screen with the knives than to see my ugly mug. Plus, my ears are killing me now. Oh, 12 now. Well, I just turned my microphone off, my headphone off. There we go. Anybody there? Hello? Testing 1, 2, 3. I think I'm being stuck up. Oh, goodness. All my sound effects and stuff. Let's see. Hate to hear that maybe you can help with the voice live. I missed something. I hate to hear, but maybe you can help with your voice live. We talk about everything. I got you. We do talk about everything. I like food. I like food. What else? Food. Like food a lot. Although since I lost my smeller, that's another sign of Parkinson's. I don't know if you guys know that or not. And I didn't know it either until I was into the community a little bit more. But I lost my sense of smell about 6-7 years ago, and I attributed it to several operations that I had to have and the anesthesia and things like that. And come to find out, it's a classic sign. There's two things that the neurologist asked. Do you have your sense of smell? And I'd lost it. And he said, are you having vivid real-time dreams? And by that, he means real life dreams that are happening in the now, like your life. And that was a yes as well. Classic two symptoms. And I had no idea. But again, I digress. Mr. Letterman, thank you. Okay, I'm glad you guys can hear me. What do you mean the chaos looks out of place? Let me see what that says. What did I do with it? There it is. The fave. Fave. That's my fave. It's right up there with everything. Everything's my favorite. Shit, who am I kidding? I like mashed potatoes. I like corn. I like broccoli. I like steak. I'm back on the food again. My bad. I keep digressing in that direction. It's kind of like a squirrel, gets my attention real quick. The biggest thing I miss, I'm going to leave this alone. I swear to goodness I am. The biggest thing I miss right now with this Parkinson's shit is the sense of smell. I have 2 huge smokers in the backyard. And when I fired them up every summer, I could smell that wood and I would just be in heaven. And I miss that more than anything else. That's even put aside, I can't walk right. Put aside, I can't play the guitar right anymore. Put aside all the other things I can't do. That sense of smell is killing me. Absolutely killing me. And I got to leave it alone now, or I'm going to depress myself. And I can do that easily enough by walking in front of the mirror. Oh, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it would look better here. I see what you're saying, Blade Walker. Mr. Blade Walker, Dwayne trying, just got done eating dinner. Miss Betty Davis, dinner. What'd you have for dinner? What was on the menu? And I'm going to have to do the same sooner than later. My wife has been at the hospital most of the day with my dad, so I got to check in with her. I told her I was committed to do this. Oh, we got a new record, I think, 14. Or did we have 15 at one point? I think we may be at a new record. That would be awesome. Let's see here. Just ate dinner. So sorry, Dugan. That's rough. Oh, don't. Hey, the big man gave me that to deal with, and we'll figure it out, right? That's all we can do. But I appreciate the thoughts. Jesse, how are you doing today? Good that you stopped in. I really appreciate it. We've been talking a little bit about knives. We've been talking about Parkinson's. We've been talking about food. We've been talking about pew-pews. I'm mostly a pew-pew guy, just getting into the knife community, new to it. I can't remember the names for any of these hardly, except for the Chaos. I remember that one. SOCOM, I think I'm saying that right, for the Microtech. The Real Steel Augusta, I think is the name of that one. I'm not really sure. Tempest. And I get lost after that real easy. I can get lost in the neighborhood. What happened, Jesse? Bottom left. Your left or my left? Is that this one you're talking about? I have to look on my little map here to be able to tell you. I got a cheat sheet down here, sir. Let me see if I can find it. I don't want to leave you hanging, because I haven't had it too long. It's been maybe a month. And I really should do better at learning the names for these. I guess what I'm going to do is start making notes of everything I'm going to bring on the live stream going forward so I can talk intelligently to the community, because you guys are a heck of a lot smarter than I am. And I'm going to go up. What'd you talk him into, hey man? Him coming to hit me over the head for the chaos? Still looking, sir. I don't want to leave you hanging on that one. Somebody else in the room's probably already told you, and I'm down here, my head stuck in the sand, looking in the spreadsheets to see if I can find what knife I have, because I'm too slow on the uptake to remember. Ridiculous, I think, that I can't remember. I'm going to have to do better. I'm letting you guys down. And I'm probably not going to find it. I apologize. I can't find it. My mouse has quit working. I got technical difficulties. I don't think there's a name on it. Anybody remember which one this was? Because I can't remember. I think that's the one he's talking about. You're grilling steak for dinner, hey man. Well, thanks for telling me that. I think I've got something frozen in the freezer. My wife's telling me I got to cook for myself. Look at the screen, laugh out loud. Okay. Where am I? Did I miss it? Did it come up and I missed it? Let's see here. All right. I guess I did miss it. I hope I'll learn. My problem right now is the stupid mouse has quit working, and I'm having to use a laptop. And I just had kidney and liver transplant, so I can't relate. Man, you got to be kidding me. That's some serious stuff right there. Holy cow. Well, thank God you were able to get that done. Man, that's awesome. That is awesome. I'm glad you're still with us, because that's some serious stuff. Mine doesn't compare to that at all, man. Good for you. I hope it goes well and it gives you a good long life. That is incredible. Did everybody see that? Yeah, we're just got to play the cards we're dealt. I had something called hydronephrosis in 2014, and I lost one kidney and the function of my bladder. And this is probably TMI for you guys, but I have to self-cath as well. And you may not believe this. It's not as bad as you guys think they are. Most guys are like, oh my God, how do you do that? Well, you just do it. But my concern is getting older, and with the Parkinson's, that's going to become more of a chore than what it is. Perhaps, maybe not. Maybe I won't live enough that it won't matter. What is the green? Jesse, what do you mean the green? In this? Yeah, I do too. And I'm partially colorblind, so I can actually see it and it looks good. God, I hope I'm holding the right knife. I like it. I didn't think I was going to like the winter carbon fiber, but it grew on me. And the only reason I got it, that was what they were down to. And these knives had these on, and they only had a few left, and this was the color they had. So I had to go with that. And I'm glad it worked out as well as it did, because I don't like the bare carbon fibers much. And this feels like the fake stuff, actually. This doesn't even feel like the real deal. But the only thing I don't like about this knife, and I think you guys can see that, see where the plunge grind is? I just don't understand. And again, it doesn't affect me because I'm a collector, but people that hard use their knives, they don't have anything left there to sharpen, and they're into the choil. Cool, Jesse. I'm glad I got the right one. No problem. DSKFS, my win yesterday. Oh, okay. I gotta, well, I keep grabbing the darn mouse. Oh, Lord. Well, I probably, I don't know. I want to win something, but it depends on what it is, I guess. If it's a holy grail, that's one thing, but I've done a pretty good job of collecting so far. And I'll set my portable camera up for next week. It's got a pretty long cord on it and everything. And it's actually what I started my YouTube channel with. And I was telling you guys about labels and different things. Camera 3. Oh, you can't see me. Let's see here. I'm doing a G-ball move, aren't I? Camera 3. So when I plug that into the mixer, this is my old Canon. Believe it or not, it's still 4K. I'll be using this to shoot the video for the looking at the collection. And I don't, and maybe some of you veterans on here can tell me, do you know, I watch some of the other gun programs and they can show firearms or pew-pews, for lack of a better term, but can I show stuff without touching it, or am I going to get put in YouTube jail for that? Yeah, G-Ball has been putting the work in. I told him that the other day when I talked to him. I said, man, you have worked your butt off to get what you've got done here as of late. And, he's popping videos almost every day. He's paying for a lot of knives himself, and he's been doing great. He's live streaming at least that I know of 2 or 3 times a week. Let's see. Okay, enough one. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure what that means, Blade Walker. Well, man, I hope you a big recovery, man. You can't be recovered yet. Are you home already? Yeah, I think so too, because Gun Talk has them just showing on their desk and back wall. G-Ball's got his in the background. I think you're right. I think I could stage them like on my counter over here and walk over, and then we can discuss 1 or 2 or something like that, something along those lines. And then also I saw where Gun Talk was at SHOT Show, and they were having different vendors in with pew-pews, and they would put them on the table, pan away to move some, to rearrange, put something else down, and then they were fine. Until I'm out of YouTube jail for a little while, I'm not going to chance it though. Because I got one copyright that I'm waiting to fall off, and then I got that one, although they didn't give me any strikes for that one. But I do have the copyright that'll probably run out in the next 30 days. Yeah, man, you just got to take care of yourself. 5 months, but still, that's still it's a lot of work to have done inside you. You got to be a sore puppy. The biggest thing I've had done is my gallbladder taken out the old-fashioned way. They couldn't do it laparoscopically. But you know what? Thank goodness for science, because they've come a long way in taking care of us, haven't they? That's the main thing. Well, we've been averaging 14 or 15 here for a while. I've gone an hour and a half. I don't know. Am I boring you guys to tears? Are we ready to wrap it up, or do you want me to test some more knives, sharpening wise? What y'all want me to do? I'll let you call it. That's about the only thing I'm set up to do right now. We've done a couple, and some of them were pretty disappointing, to be honest with you. Thought they'd be a lot sharper. We could run them through them all again. Be funny if the Tempest was the sharpest. That would be pretty funny. I'm going to put a monitor speaker on so I don't have to wear these headphones too. I just haven't had a chance to set that up yet. I need to do that as well. Gons, you know, you were the first guy to find me on a live stream, and I'll never forget you for that. And that's in a good way. I appreciate you finding me, because I think you've helped get the word out a little bit. Let's see here. Let me get you guys back up here with this. And do this. So sorry, I'm not as smooth as a production, but I was teasing KC. You know, he's a cameraman. He does a lot of major network stuff too. And I saw him with those lights he had. He changed his room around a little bit and his lighting, and he's got like these old-fashioned lamps and stuff. He doesn't have any LEDs to speak of except for one ring light that I'm aware of. It's kind of funny. He should know more about camera work than anybody. He's been doing it like 35 years. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the Tempest just for chucks and grins. Can you guys see everything? All right, let's just see what the Tempest does. I'm curious. Trying to do this as fair as possible. My shakes are getting me a little bit. Now, that's not as good as I had hoped. Not bad though, 221, which puts it just above utility blade, which is nothing to sneeze at. These little suckers right here are about $1/4 a pop. But I think they give you a better reading than doing the wire deal. This is the Giant Mouse. I don't remember which one it was. You guys may remember. That seems like awful high to me. I'm going to do that one again. 398. That seems pretty high. I don't know if I teared it out or not. I think I did. That's what I thought. 129. I don't think I teared it out. That's pretty sharp. That's down there almost with a razor blade, double-edged razor. Let's see here. Oh, you want to see what the Chaos does? That was always seemed like to be somebody loved it. Yeah, I'd like to get to 1,000 subs too. It's been a struggle. But that one short going viral helped me out immensely. I picked up 540 subscribers from that alone. Unbelievable. Along with some death threats and everything else, believe it or not. Popularity isn't always what it's cracked up to be. All right, let's see what the Chaos does. $178. I believe she'll cut. She'll cut. I have to order some more of these little gizmos, little wire doodads. Let's see what the concept does. I like that blade shape too. What do y'all think of that? Can you see that okay? I think it's dark because I got my mouse over that screen and it makes everything dark. So it lets me know it's on there. Let's see here. $162. I'd say that's sharp. You know, most of these out of the box come in pretty darn sharp. Excuse me. What's MOD mean? I need MOD at Dugan. Not sure what that means. Showing my ignorance now. Let's see what this big old beastie thing will do, guys. This Ocean Tactical. Man, that's such a thick blade, it won't even fit in the little thing. Got to tear it out. Don't let me forget to do that, gentlemen. $177. So she'll cut. Everything I've picked up so far, the Tempest has been the dullest, but I use it more than I use any other of these. This is the GV. I don't remember which one this is. My bad. Take it out. Tear it. $191. So they're all running below 200, which is the utility razor blade. So I'd say they're all doing pretty darn good. Can't really complain about that. Let's see here. Good. Whoops. Good luck with everything, Blade Walker. Thank you, sir. You got to put a new insert in every time. They do have one that you can stretch the wire across and do it yourself. Hang on. I want to show you. So what you do is this thing, you stretch the wire across and you make your own tension on it, which I feel like is cheating because you can make the tension anything you want it. So you pull it out and wrap it around this thing. So what I did is I made this little weight thing that holds on to the string. Not very well, though. That's my problem. I saw somebody else that made something like this. To hold the tension the same, but it doesn't work worth a damn. I just don't feel like I'm getting a good reading with this. I feel like there's too much room for error. There's enough room for error doing it just in itself. So I just buy the things. They're cheap enough. I buy them by the 100. I think it's $25 a 100 or something like that. Oh, you have one of the Ocean. See, oh, really? Yeah, they're cool as crap. But isn't it a honker? It weighs almost 7 ounces. I mean, this thing's a beast. Oh, y'all need to check my short out for today that I made. It came out really nice. I did some slow-mo on the opening of the knife. It was actually on this one. I got some really good sound effects. I tripled the sound on it. It came out beautiful. I've got a lot of comments already on it. Well, guys, we almost approaching almost 2 hours. I think, man, I can't decide. I'm just so delighted to have everybody in here. God, you don't know what it means to me. I don't want to lose you guys. I want to take you home, hold you, snuggle you, and cuddle you, and just be with you forever. I've been having a blast. But see how I got this little weight thing? I'm trying to figure out a way to make it so it would make this consistent every time. And I had it where it would sit on this, no problem, but it doesn't really want to. See, it comes right off. It ain't worth screwing with. I'd rather use the little inserts, you know what I mean? And that way, at least we're getting the most accurate information. And I've made a holy mess over here. The good thing is I've only got a couple meetings tomorrow and I can clean up tomorrow. And hopefully I'll leave all this out tonight because I'm going to be too tired to mess with it. Well, I'm going to say one more time, and I'm sure y'all are sick of hearing this, but I really appreciate everybody being here. Man, I really appreciate it, Blade Walker. And you take care of yourself, man. I hope you have a long, long life. As long as God's willing to give us all, right? Yeah, I think we should say our goodbyes, Gonzo. I think it's about time. I've been catching you guys on some of the other ones. I try to say hello to everybody as I see them. You got to remember with the Parkinson's, my brain is not working and firing as good as it should be. They're working on my meds. It's gotten a lot better. So hopefully I'll get better. Todd, good to see everybody. Let's see. The biggest problem is brass testing. Oh, by the way, just so you know, I'm in the steel industry, guys. That's what I do for a living. I'm an international steel buyer, is what I wound up doing for the most of my life after I got out of the police gig. Just for FYI, and I can't say much about this, but I'm going to be available to a Rockwell tester here in a few weeks to a month. I've authorized my guy to go ahead and purchase one. So I'll be able to start Rockwell checking blades. I'm not a steel guy in terms of the blades and the knives. I really don't care. I go for aesthetics more than anything else and build quality and things of that nature. But I know it's a big deal for you guys to know what's going on with the steel and things like that. So I'm going to have that available. I won't actually have it here at the house. It'll be at the shop, but I'll take film of testing different blades. Thank everybody for stopping by. I appreciate it. I know you guys have probably given me likes. I hope you have. And I just can't tell you how much it means to me that everybody that stopped by tonight that took the time out of their day to come see me. I really appreciate it. We'll get this uploaded. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you next week. I hope to do a better job and keep you better entertained. Thank everybody for stopping by. Thank you very much. We're going to cut her off now, if I can figure that out. I keep grabbing the mouse instead. Adios, guys.